99.9% of the tourists in Japan will never visit this corner of the country, on the extreme east side of Hokkaido, the most remote of the country's 4 main islands. No train lines up the coast, you need your own wheels here. We just finished 5 days on motorcycles south of Sapporo, and now it's time to head east to the wild national parks and outpost towns. A beautiful and rare look at Japan's frontier land as we continue our Hokkaido summer road trip. And now, a brief orientation of the Robinson 106 RV camper, our home for the next several days. It handles like a delivery truck. Gasoline. It takes diesel. The charging point for the interior. RV parks have outlets for this. Double lock door with screen to keep the bugs out. Take off your shoes. Put them in here. All the appliances and lights in good working order. The fridge is ready. Ventilation system can bring air in and out. Extra power outlets for charging. A bed above the RV's cab, and one that can be set up below, if you can remember the steps. Blackout curtains. Storage space. Sink and camping gear. That includes a gas stove for cooking. We're set.
And now it's time to gas up the RV. We'll be driving nearly 250 miles across the island to the easternmost point in Japan, Nemuro. Then north to Shiretoko and back west to Lake Akan, then on to Furano, finally to Yubari before returning to the airport.
This first part of the RV route is the longest to the easternmost point of Japan. We'd better get on the road.
Let's roll!
The RV was set and we had the longest leg of the trip, crossing southeast Hokkaido from New Chitose Airport to Nemuro, 5.5 hours or 390 kilometers away. The view was a lot of road through nature, tunnels and mountains, and rain. At Obihiro, we stopped for dinner. Ramen, of course. My ramen was spicy miso with extra negi, Japanese leeks. You can see the fire in the red color. Peter's was a tonkotsu ramen, thick pork broth with ajitama. Sapporo ramen has yellow egg noodles. After dinner, we made a supermarket stop. While we're at a supermarket here in Obihiro, this might be the last chance, so we're getting some things for the camper. So we are prepared in case the worst should happen, like a flat tire. And we needed sheets for the bed purchased from this home center. Peter took a rest and I drove past Kushiro. The highway was out and there were numerous detours taking us the wrong way, miles out. Around 11 p.m., we arrived at Oboro Station along the JR Hanasaki line. There was a whole lot of nothing in the area. We didn't expect it to take this long, and we're still an hour away from Nemuro. We have to sleep up on the top here. Peter said that the bottom bed is too labor-intensive to set up. And due to the late hour being almost midnight, and the fact that we're waking up in just about 5 or 6 hours, we have to share the upper berth.
It's nearly empty. I got such a long
why are you putting your underwear on your head?
It's cold. It's chilly.
And yeah, the weather is pretty chilly. It started raining again once we got to past Obihiro, and temperature dropped down. It is August, and up here it's about 10 degrees Celsius or 50 degrees Fahrenheit.
So it is a little chilly. We go to sleeping bags. I have a sweatshirt on, and just a bizarre way to spend summer in Japan, knowing it's so hot and humid in the summer. But we're gonna get some sleep, wake up at 6, and have to make our way to Nemuro, where we have an appointment.
Take another step down this lonesome road.
Good morning. We woke up at about 6 in the morning, and we couldn't make it to our destination, any of them. So we camped at Obihiro station, which looks like this.
An old rail car converted to a, well, train station. There are very few trains running on the Hanasaki line. It's a one-man operated single-car train cutting through national parks and lovely pastures. The culture painted on the side of it, cows and milk. What else did you think was around here?
Peter, how was your stay?
Well, I got a bit of a kink in my neck for our first night in this beautiful machine. We were both up in here.
I was on the right side, he was on the left side.
Yeah. And there was space between us.
A lot
It
more
seemed to
than
get
that.
Smaller
a lot.
and smaller as the night went on. But yeah, comfortable. Baggy.
We have about an hour and a half to drive to get to Nemuro, and we have an appointment.
It was a hop through forests and cow fields before entering Nemuro, where we found our dear foe, the crow. I was here in Nemuro just a few months before. Nemuro has the feel of an outpost town. Small, simple buildings, a little dated but very friendly, the residents making it a cozy seaside home.
TAIE-san.
こんにちは。
ございます。お久しぶりです。久しぶり。元気でしたか？はい、元気です。今回 RV すごいですね。
TAIE-san has a chain of local convenience stores and prepared some Nemuro Hanasaki crabs for the trip. Even boiling them for us in the back. They turned red when boiled. Peter filled the water tank in the front.
And we're off. The easternmost point in Japan, just 30 minutes away. The weather was very different out here. Windy, hazy, cold.
This is the easternmost point in Japan.
Cape Nosappu.
Cape Nosappu, and well, on this day you can't see the Russian-occupied territories called Japan's Northern Territories. It's really cold.
It's chilly.
It's chilly for summer. It doesn't feel like August in Japan.
The wind was crazy strong, so we paid our respects and moved on through the pretty flat grassy lands of East Hokkaido.
Yakitori bento, next stop.
I got one more battery.
Back in Nemuro, we had lunch at the famous Hanamaru sushi chain shop from Nemuro. The chef will take your order from a sheet of paper, or you can take what you like from the conveyor belt. Besides sushi, the miso soup, tamagoyaki grilled egg, and zangi, Hokkaido's karage fried chicken, is so good. We ate a lot. We stopped for gas. This RV drank more than I thought it would. Peter didn't seem so surprised.
We drove up the east coast past Lake Furen and through the Yaosubetsu River wetlands. There aren't many people living in this area of Hokkaido.
We stopped for a bath at a local onsen hotel. No matter where you go in Japan, you don't have to go far to find a public bath in any town. At this time of day, the bath was completely empty, except for us. Natural geothermal heated water trickling into the bath. Relaxing. After about an hour, we arrived at our destination for the night, Rausu, on the very northeast of Hokkaido. For the height of Japanese summer, it was very cool in the extreme northeast. The Michinoeki or Roadhouse has a restaurant. Last order 6 p.m. The curry rice was popular. Peter got the seafood curry and I stuck with my favorite, katsu kare. You can't go wrong with that. We had a nice view of the sea from the second floor. Japan's Michinoeki system offers 24-hour toilets and a parking lot travelers can stay in overnight. Some of the others had RV too, but none like this one, with stained glass windows and lamps right out of a Ghibli movie. I realized here that RV do come in different sizes. This one was much smaller. This morning, a new direction, heading west through the Shiretoko National Park and Mount Rausu. The road took us to elevation, the Shiretoko Pass viewpoint at 738 meters or 2,420 feet. We had a nice view of clouds coming right at us. The road went down again, warmer on this side of the peninsula.
The temperature's a little warmer here too.
And we took a right and traveled north to a special spot Peter had visited many years before. The road got progressively bumpy, dirt with holes everywhere. It was like navigating a minefield for much of the last 5 kilometers. En route, we spotted a very chill fox. We didn't expect him to completely ignore us.
To be perfectly honest, I didn't think we were gonna make it in one piece to the top. But we did. We changed into bathing suits and did a little hiking.
Well, this is Kamuiwaka in the Shiretoko Peninsula. It's a hot springs stream and waterfall. It's one of a kind. Let's go check it out. You've been here before. I was here maybe more than 15 years ago, probably closer to 20 years ago by motorcycle.
Oh, it's warm.
This water's all coming from a onsen waterfall.
To get there, you have to walk up the stream, very carefully. The water creates pools where visitors can bathe. The water a bit warmer than the air outside.
Oh man, this is paradise.
What did I tell you? This is what I was most looking forward to on this trip, was coming here.
Warm water, it's about 26 degrees maybe. Warm enough, it's not scalding hot like a natural onsen might be. It's a very refreshing feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very refreshing. It's kind of a lukewarm bath water, totally perfect for getting into. You have to bring your swimsuit. Don't come in here naked because there's other people around. But yeah, it's really comfortable.
A river of hot water. And that's exactly what this is, but with a waterfall and a view. This is stunning.
Isn't it?
We could have stayed here all day, but we had more to see, and being bear country, few actually spot them during the day, wandering the roads. But we did. Three of them, mama and two older cubs. The littlest guy had a quick look at us and then ran into the forest with mom.
Bears! Yes, complete. Bears!
This really made the trip special. Back on the main road, there was a new Michino Eki that served local deer meat. We stopped for a bite. Pretty tender piece of meat, and with the sauce and deep fried, it's hard to get any distinctive meat taste other than it's meat. But it's good. It was about an hour drive from here to the town of Shadi. Yeah, right here. From here, we turned left towards Lake Akan and Lake Mashu. The view, a lot of farms. The smell, a lot of cows. And sometimes, deer. A family of whitetails. Deer! Peter didn't want to stop. We had somewhere else to be.
Yes, the Watanabe Milk Farm. Hokkaido is famous for its milk and ice cream. Here was a chance to get both. Watanabe-san, the CEO himself, showed us how to milk the cows. There's a certain way to do it. Our cow today was Honey. What a sweetie.
Peter got a squirt like a pro. I had a little more trouble, but something did come out. Two glasses of freshly squeezed milk from Honey.
Oh man, it's so creamy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing, creamy. It's got a lot of, can I say body to it? It's really
You can say whatever
thick,
you want.
yeah.
Shake it?
Shake.
Okay.
Okay, hi. Watanabe-san brought over some buttermilk to, well, make some butter. It required a lot of shaking. If you want the best butter, expect your arm to be sore.
Get some.
I can't believe we actually got some butter out of this.
Woo, look at that.
And now to eat it. So creamy.
No salt butter.
No salt needed. We went on a hayride around the farm and then to see the milk cows at their home.
I want to see your tongue come out.
Be careful what you wish for. That tongue is massive. We had a lot of fun learning where Hokkaido milk comes from.
God's country! God's country!
Hokkaido!
Hokkaido!
Ah yes, Hokkaido ice cream. And what place could be better than right where the cows are?
That's good.
This tastes just like, I wanted to get the original because I wanted to see if it tasted exactly like the milk that we just drank. And you know what?
Does it?
It does.
This is probably from Honey.
Before heading to the RV camp, we stopped at a local supermarket in search of the regional Mashu Wagyu beef for dinner. A Co-op was the biggest supermarket in Teshikaga, across from the Kushiro River and JR Mashu train station. Mashu Wagyu. It was hard to find steaks. The manager found one and brought it out from deep freeze. We are here finally at the auto camp. This is where we're gonna be parking for the night. It is a nice camping spot, and I see Peter has found the place with the electricity.
Yeah, this is the electric cable that plugs into the rig, and it recharges the onboard batteries that are used for the refrigerator and the lights and various other things.
All right, so we're gonna have enough power for the rest of the trip.
Yes, in theory, yes.
So tonight for dinner we have steak, crab, beer, some vegetables, and dessert, I think, if we can find something. Let's get cooking. The steak was still mostly frozen, but we cooked it anyway. A little tough, but smelled divine. We added some veggies and made a meal of it. This is real RV life.
We also had crab from Nemuro to eat. We bought special crab cutters from a supply store in Rausu that worked perfectly. The crab meat was out of sight. So tender, so juicy, with a lot of flavor.
You don't need any dipping sauce.
The best of Hokkaido from our kitchen on wheels.
Morning was chilly. Waking up in a park was amazing. We had a long day ahead of us after a few more minutes of snooze. Peter? Peter? So I got a shot of the RV pulling away, and it kept going. I don't remember that being part of the plan, Peter. Peter? Peter! Today's morning adventure took us to Lake Akan and the Ainu Kotan there.
It is a big owl.
The Kotan here is pretty special. A lot of cultural Ainu buildings here, many shops selling Ainu crafts as well.
So we just walked through the Ainu Kotan here at Lake Akan, and it's really impressive. You can tell by looking at the architecture and then the sculptures around how important this place is. It's beautifully done.
It is, and you notice there's lots of owls everywhere.
They really are everywhere. Chikap Kamui is the deity of owls and the overseer of the land, which is why you'll find the great owl all over. There is a legend of how the great owl saved the people of famine. On the other hand, the crow is the bird of ill omen. Quite understandable. There are some sacred spots in the Kotan, like this altar. But what about our promised stretch goal? To, jump in a lake. The water and land of Akan are pure. Wild deer strolling around the town, which is deeply connected with nature. We went to the lake to see if we could jump in it. There weren't any swimmers here, even though it was summer.
What'd you find out?
So we checked at a hotel and they told us because Lake Akan is a Kokuritsu Koen or national park, there's no swimming allowed.
That's right, no swimming at Lake Akan, except at designated spots. Along with Lake Kushiro and Lake Mashu, the clearest lake in Japan, they make up the Akan Mashu National Park. So, no swimming in town, but it's highly recommended to soak in one of the hot spring baths before moving on. And we had a long haul ahead of us. 5 hours around Daisetsuzan National Park to Furano, with a lunch stop right down there in the central Hokkaido town of Ashoro.
About here.
Konnichiwa. Hey, what's your name? Mai? Mai-chan? Mai-chan over here. Hey. Cute. Arigato, thank you. Bye, Mai-chan.
think we timed this right because there's a lot of people now queuing up.
All right. It's got
And the
rice on
zangi
it.
over there. Let's take a look, please. We're gonna have that next. So creamy white.
Not that much on there. Thank you.
Well, there isn't that much on there.
I don't think I can ever call it Kushiage ever again. Towards Kushiro.
Yeah, right here. You're gonna wanna turn right.
Tomita farm is like right in the middle of Furano.
We arrived a few hours later at the log cabin Himawari for the night, on a hill just over Nakafurano's lavender fields. Just park over here by the logs. Why stay in a cabin when we had a perfectly good RV?
Because John wanted to stay in the log cabin first time in his life.
What? I lived in log cabins. I was
Lincoln.
born in a log. Look, I don't know. I guess you wanted to stay. You wanted a place that was a little bit more spacious on the last night, right? We both wanted to enjoy it a little bit more. 3 nights in the RV is it's not enough, but we wanted to stay in a log cabin.
It's
What
just
can we
nice.
say?
Yeah, it's nice to break it up a bit. And we saw this place and thought, wow, it's so cool, and it's very near the lavender fields that we're going to be checking out tomorrow here in Furano. We thought, why not splurge a little?
I guess so. Let's take a look inside.
Okay.
Okay. Hokkaido adventures wouldn't be complete without staying in a log cabin. Here's a quick tour. The first floor was a living room. Clean bathroom. Upstairs was the sleeping room. Hot air rises, so warmer up here. This is nice. Beautiful deck overlooking the town. We drove out to find dinner. In the town, nothing was open. We're walking around town looking for a place to eat in Nakafurano.
And there's nothing.
Well, there is stuff, they're just closed.
Everything's closed.
It's
What's the
crazy.
deal? It's Friday
It's
night.
Friday night, it's not
6:45
even 7 p.m. and they're closed. It's not closed. This Nepal restaurant, Nepalese, that's pretty cool.
We both love Indian and Nepali food, so.
All right, last night we're having Nepal in Furano. How cool is that? This restaurant was a short drive away, and the Sagaramata set curry platter was incredible. We upgraded to cheese butter naan too. These momo dumplings were as good as the ones that I ate in Tibet and Nepal 20 years ago. It's funny that one of the best meals was not a Japanese meal one on this trip. We left pretty satisfied. I think we chose pretty wisely with this restaurant.
I'll say, I had that much food in a long time.
I am completely full. I can hardly move.
I know. It's so cool. Everything was fantastic.
Yeah, if I come back here, I'm coming back to eat more Nepal food. Last day, we slept well. The hotel breakfast had local yogurt and goodies, homemade baked bread. It was delicious. We didn't have to travel far to the lavender field. It was the end of the season, much was gone, but there were more than enough left to make an adventure out of it. This is Farm Tomita, on this spot since 1903, a very popular spot from June to early August. The Nakafurano Flower Park run by the Tourism Association looked pretty nice too. It didn't take a lot of time to get oriented, not many tourists at the start of the day. I started off with a lavender ice cream, purple or lavender color.
beautiful smell.
It's a pretty place to walk among the flowers of Hokkaido. Summer's pleasantly mild up here for flowers and people. Farm Tomita started lavender for perfume and essence in 1958. Over there is Daisetsuzan National Park with Mount Tokaichi smoking in the distance. Not far away is Biei and the famous Shirogane Blue Pond, another Hokkaido natural wonder you must visit up here.
We had just a few hours left and stopped off in Yubari to eat some famous king melons and visit an old friend of John's. Melon Kuma, a frightening mascot that warns kids of the dangers of bears in the area. Adults too. His house is across the street from the train station and recently renovated. Let's see if he's home.
For a bear, he's extremely nimble. Melon Kuma is often here doing chores or terrorizing customers.
Oh my fuck!
It's so good it's not me this time. Dude, my camera gear!
New underwear, very stylish. And now I really need it. In the end, we made peace. There was even a feeling that he may miss us too. We were adrenalized for the final adventure of the trip.
Melon, 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 melon.
All you can eat Yubari King Melon from the famous Melon Dome in the town center. 2,500 yen for 30 minutes of as much melon as you can eat. We planned to eat a lot. You can find some melons in the greenhouse just next door, ripe and ready to be devoured. These melons fetched $30,000 at the latest auction. And now they're going into our stomachs.
This is gonna be a cool shot. Yeah, this is gonna be a cool shot.
They kept bringing it and we kept eating it. For the live stream viewers, it was a horror show, but for us, a thing of beauty.
Say the word and more comes.
We left much heavier, but it's mostly water. It was a quick 35 minutes on the highway back to New Chitose Airport and the Japan CRC RV rental office.
Home sweet
We pulled in,
Made it, guys.
and the RV part of this great adventure was over.
Done.
10 days in Hokkaido.
Deep left. Deep left. Ooh,
They might have your bike there too. They've already repaired everything.
nice.
I think right over to here, maybe.
Well, you did it. You got your motorcycle license. I was really impressed. Getting on a bike and a beginner and getting on the wild roads of Hokkaido takes some gumption.
Is that a word? Yeah, I think it was a pretty good adventure. I can't believe how much we packed in during these 10 days. I do think it was a good idea to take it slower, smaller bites in the beginning with the motorcycle. It's just incredible because you could take in so much more on two wheels than you can inside of a car. You're more attentive to your surroundings, trying to be safe as well. And there's a lot of adventure to it, although it was scary at times, especially the first day. I thoroughly enjoyed it and would definitely do this again. So I'm no longer a newbie. I guess my initiation into motorcycle riding is over, and
it was baptism by fire, wasn't it?
It pretty much was. But yeah, very comfortable, and thank you so much for leading the way on that, as well as the RV.
My pleasure.
I'd never driven an RV camper before too, and that was a really unique experience. Just a different way to see Hokkaido, and in this documentary, I hope that we were able to show you like a new way to travel other than just train, or even rent a car for that matter. You can rent motorcycles, you can rent RV campers, and this time, as residents who've been living here for almost a quarter of a century, we wanted to show you something that maybe how we would travel that is also available to you. Yeah.
Keep in mind when you're exploring Japan, whether it's in Hokkaido or elsewhere, plan to have not too much on every day's itinerary because there is so much to see and do here. And if you go much over 100 kilometers, if you're on a bike, you get tired and it takes the joy out of it. And I think we planned this really well so that we could have short little chunks of exploring and showing you guys through live streams what it's like to be here in Hokkaido on a motorcycle or in an RV, what you too can explore when you come.
We couldn't eat much at the airport, Melon Belly, and made it back to Tokyo 90 minutes later.
So we're right back in Tokyo. What do we do now?
We go home, John. We go home.
Thank you to the over 700 people who supported this adventure, and to those who joined us live while on the road on my second channel, Only in Japan Go.
Once again, from the bottom of our heart, if we didn't already say it in the shout out to you, thank you. Arigatou gozaimashita.
Thank you so much, and until the next time.
That guy waved at us.
Until next time.
Bye guys.
Mata ne.
Mata ne.